Welcome student. Today is the first class of operating system. So today topic is introduction to operating system. This is the first class of the course. I am Devashri Mitra, assistant professor of CS department from JS College of Engineering, and these are the details are given. So these are the paper details, the credit details and the paper code. So these are the course outline. So today we will cover the introduction, the definition of operating system, different components of operating system, views of operating system task, function of operating system, and evaluation of operating system, and next the conclusion. So what is operating system? So we know that every computer system has many resources. So these resources can be software or hardware, which may require to complete a task. Commonly, there are input-output device, memory, CPU, file storage, different types of hardware devices are there. An operating system also acts as a manager. That means it will also allocate specific resources like memory, like CPU time, like completion of any task to be done within a particular time. So these are the things an operating system can also manage. Therefore, an operating system is the resource manager. That is, it can manage the resource of a computer system internally. So in a one sentence, if we can say, the resources are processor, memory, file, input-output devices, etc. So in simple terms, we can say an operating system is the interface between the user and the machine. So just see the diagram in the right hand side of this presentation. So there in the bottom level, at the lowest level of this diagram, there is a hardware, and in the upper level, that is the topmost level of this diagram, there is a user. So in between this user and hardware, there is a mediator, that is called the operating system. So operating system can be interacted through different application software also. So what is operating system? So an operating system is a program that acts as an interface between computer user and computer hardware and controls the execution of programs. So in this diagram, just see, just like previous diagram, I have elaborated this diagram over here. So at the bottom level, there is hardware. Hardware is consist of CPU, RAM and I/O. And at the topmost level of this diagram, that is the user. So user will interact with the hardware, or the application software will interact with the hardware with the help of operating system. So in this case, the software part, there are two types of software. One is the system software, and other one is the application software. So what are the system software? So system software, mainly your operating system, our compiler, interpreter, any utility program, they all are the system software. And different application software, whatever the software we install from outside world, they are the application software. So in this diagram, we can say the operating system manages all the software and hardware on the computer. It performs basic tasks such as file, memory, process management, handling input and output, and controlling peripheral devices such as disk drive, printers, etc. So most of the time, there are several different computer programs running at the same time, and they all need to access your computer central processing unit, memory and storage. So the operating system coordinates all these things to make sure each program gets actual memory, actual storage, and all the tasks must be completed within a stipulated time. So these are the main tasks of operating system. So this is the components of operating system. At the central of this diagram, there is the computer hardware. Outside the computer hardware, there is operating system. Outside the operating system, there is the different system software and the different application software are there. So outside this software, system software and the application software part, there are different user, that is the user 1, user 2 up to user n. So there are two types of views in operating system. One is the user view, another one is the system view. So in the user view, computer refers to the interface being used, such as systems are designed for one user to monopolize its resources to maximize the work that user is performing. In this case, the operating system designed almost for ease of use, with some attention paid to performance, none paid to resource utilization. And in the case of system view, operating system can be viewed as a resource allocator also. A computer system consists of many resources like software, hardware that must be managed efficiently. The operating system acts as manager of the resources and decides between conflicting requests, control, execution, program, etc. So these are the tasks of any operating system. So first one is the process management. So process management involves putting the task into order and pairing them into manageable size before they go to the CPU. Next task is memory management, which coordinates data to and from RAM. RAM means here random access memory, and determines the necessity for virtual memory. Device management, which provides interface between connected devices. Storage management, which direct permanent data storage. Application, in which allows standard communication between software and your computer. And the last one is the user interface management. Okay, so it will also allows you to communicate with your computer. So these are the function of operating system. So the first function of operating system is control all hardwares through different device drivers. Okay, next one is control other softwares also. So provide the user interface through which different issues, instructions and commands to the higher application program, and they can execute also. Control the memory, this is one important task. Next one is the report any errors, that is the error handling. Next one is the any network management or network related issues, solve the network related issue. And last one is the provide the security to your computer system. This is another important function of your operating system. So first one is the allocate hardware or allocate resources. Next one is the control different software. Next one is the memory management. Next one is the error detection and error recovery also. Network is the network management. Last one is the security. These are the functions of any operating system. So in this diagram, just see here, operating system mainly involved with the user interface, system calls and the different hardware components, that is the controller part. The purple part over this diagram, they are mainly the device driver. Device driver mainly a small program or a microcontrol program which will enable your system or your operating system, by which your operating system can enable to interact with the hardware. So next we will come to the evolution of operating system. So usually there are different stages of evolution. So early system is 1950s. So next is the 1960s batch. Next one is the multi-program operating system, which will start from 1970. And in the 1970, there is also another trend came into the market, that is the time sharing and real-time operating system. Next, in 1980, the personal or desktop computer has been invented and their operating system. 1980 also is important for multiprocessor system also, and also 1980 the network distributed system. And 1990, whenever internet was popular into the market, that is the web-based system. Okay, these are the evolution of operating system. Now these are the early evolution, which is mainly in between 1945 to 1960. So usually operating system first starts with Moore School of Engineering, University of Pennsylvania. So here any operating system was invented for any computer. Next is 1949, that is the EDSAC or EDVAC computer. 1949, that is the BINAC, a successor of ENIAC. Next one is UNIVAC. Next one 1952, IBM 701. Next one is 1956, the Interrupt, and 1954 to 57, that is the Fortran was developed. Okay. Next one is the operating system late edition, that is the 1950s part, when the batch processing system came into the market. And in this, whenever this batch processing system came into the market, there are many features are added, right? Error recovery, job control language, different kind of flexibility will also added to the earlier version of operating system. So these are the 1960s category. Here the compatible time sharing system, that is the CTSS from MIT. Next is the MCP. Next is IBM System 360. The next is the 1960 disk became mainstream and mouse was invented, and Multics is very popular 1964. And in 1969, the Unix time sharing operating system was developed by at Bell and Telephony Laboratories. Okay. So these are the 1970s category. 1971, Intel announces the microprocessor. So now the business scenario will be changed. Whenever the day by day microprocessor will enriched by their technology. 1972, 1973, Unix 4th edition published. 1973, Ethernet came into the market. 1974, personal computer age begins. Okay, from Europe, Asia, or developed country from Asia or USA. That is from 1974, personal computer was started. Okay. Next 1974, that is the basic Apple II. Next 1981, IBM introduces IBM PC. Okay. Next 1983, Microsoft began MS Windows. 84, Apple Macintosh came into market. 1990, Microsoft Windows 3.0. Next Linux. Next Windows different version came into market from 1992. 1993, that is the Windows NT. Up to Windows from 80 to 2007, that is the iOS, and the 2008, that is the Android OS. These are the latest version of any operating system. Okay, now the latest version of Windows operating system is Windows 10. This is very much popular. So these are the microprocessor and these are the operating system. We have just generated one table over here. So from 8-bit microprocessor to Pentium 4, these lists are given. Okay. So just go through this table. Okay. So at last I want to tell you that there are different research and developed work are still going on. Okay. So whatever the operating system we are using right now, they can also be developed. So what are the operating system we are using right now? Windows, Linux, Ubuntu, Unix, or iOS, Android OS, different version of Android OS. So there are different kinds of devices like wearables, smart watches, smart glasses, VR gears. They all have the different types of operating system, and day by day their uses are rising. So these are the scenario in the nowadays. So in the next class we will discuss about the different evolution of operating system in details, and also different types of operating system and system calls, etc. Thank you for the day. Thank you, student.